Hey guys, so today we are talking about two-way tables. So, yesterday, wait, have we not done this video yet? Oh my goodness, we have not. Never mind, we're not doing this. We're doing this one. Today we are talking about two-way tables, but we are focusing on reading them. So today we are reading two-way tables. 8 SP 1.4 is the standard, and we are on page 62. I already put it in the table of contents. So, obviously, I would have printed this stuff out for you. So, I would recommend in your guys' notes writing the table down. I wouldn't write these sentences, so write the table down and then write how many teams have an animal mascot. And then once you write it down, obviously resume the video. So, two-way tables. This is part of our learning goal, BAM. We're investigating patterns of association between bivariate data. We're doing this learning goal the entire week. We're analyzing relationships, patterns between two variables. All right, so here, let's read it, but you honestly can find out the two variables just by looking at the two-way table. It says, though, teams in the National Football League in America are divided into conferences, the AFC and the NFC. So we have the two conferences that they're divided into. Some teams have animals as their mascot, and others do not. The following two-way table displays this data. So basically, our two variables are the conferences, AFC versus NFC, and mascot, if they have an animal mascot or not. How many teams have an animal mascot? So two-way tables, you can read them vertically, down, or you can read them horizontally, sideways. How many teams have an animal mascot? Mascot, animal, non-animal. So we're looking at the ones that have an animal. How many teams have an animal mascot? 7 AFC teams have an animal mascot. 8 NFC teams have an animal mascot. So the total (7 plus 8 equals 15 teams that have an animal mascot. What if it said how many teams do not have an animal mascot? Well, then we would add up both teams for non-animal. 9 plus 8. 17. 17 teams do not have an animal mascot. What if it said how many AFC teams have an animal mascot? Well, then you would have to look AFC teams, animal, and it would be 7. So there's so many different questions that they can ask to see if you know how to read two-way tables. So we're just going to be practicing in these notes. I actually have the steps here as well. To find how many teams have an animal mascot, we can add to find the total number of teams in that row. So animal mascot, how many teams? We're adding in that row. We're adding sideways, horizontally. So animal mascot. 7 AFC teams have an animal mascot. 8 NFC teams have an animal mascot. So total means add, 7 plus 8 equals 15 teams that have an animal mascot. All right, they also broke it down more. Non-animal mascot. 9 AFC teams don't have an animal mascot, and 8 NFC teams don't have an animal mascot. 9 plus 8 is 17, so 17 teams do not have an animal mascot. Total, they surveyed 32 teams. How you find out the total? You can do it by rows. 7 plus 8 is 15. 9 plus 8 is 17. So the total is 15 plus 17, which is 32. Or you can do it by columns and then add sideways. 7 plus 9 is 16. 8 plus 8 is 16. and 16 plus 16 equals 32. So 32 teams total were surveyed. 15 out of those 32 teams had an animal mascot. 15 out of 32 teams had an animal mascot. What if I said what percentage? Had an animal mascot? Well, 15 out of means divide. 15 out of 32. 15 divided by 32. 15 divided by 32 equals a decimal. To change it to a percent, you times by 100 or move the decimal place 2 times to the right. So we're going to round it to the nearest tenth, one number after the decimal. That 7 is going to make it round up to a 9. The 7 is going to make the 8 go up to a 9. So 46.9. 46.9% of teams. So a little bit less than half have an animal mascot. All right, let's do the next example. We're only doing 3 examples for this. Okay, the next one. Researchers once surveyed college students on their Facebook use. Okay? The following two-way table displays the data for the sample of students who responded to the survey. So, 2 variables. One is our age. We have the age of the students, and then we have, did they use Facebook or did they not use Facebook? How many students in the survey responded that they used Facebook? So just how many students? They didn't ask how many students ages 18 to 22. They want to know how many students in the survey, how many students total used Facebook. Well, uses Facebook. 78 students in the ages of 18 to 22 use Facebook. 70 students ages 23 plus use Facebook. So how many students total in the survey? Well, 78 plus 70. 7 plus 7 is 14. 148 students use Facebook. A 148 students total use Facebook. If it said how many students 23 ages plus use Facebook, then you would have to go 23 age plus use Facebook, and it would just be 70. But they didn't give us an age limit. So we're just looking at uses Facebook, and they want to know the total, which is 148 students. Okay? Let's do the next one. And guys, pause this video as you'd like. Actually read the questions. Try them yourself. Okay? So this next one, I'm going to challenge you. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. I'm going to challenge you right now. Pause the video. Try to answer this question, number 2 and number 3. Okay? Because in class, the first problem that we did together, I would have kind of shown you guys. Second one, we do it together. The third one, I would have you guys do it on your own. So I want to see, can you do this? Are you ready to keep practicing reading the two-way tables? Or do you need to maybe call me, text me, email me, ask me some questions? I can walk through it with you. Do you need to go on Khan Academy and watch their videos? Okay, so I'm assuming that you paused the video and now you're back. This is back to the table from the beginning. You probably noticed that. But the questions are a little bit different. How many teams in the AFC? So we're only caring about the AFC column. We don't care about the NFC column for this question. How many teams in the AFC have an animal mascot? So animal mascot we care about, and AFC we care about. So AFC and animal, Seven teams in the AFC have an animal mascot. Okay? 2, how many teams are in the NFC? So how many teams are in the NFC total? They're not doing anything with the mascot. This question has nothing to do with mascots. We only are asking about how many teams are in the NFC. So we just care about the NFC column. 8 teams are in the NFC that have an animal mascot. 8 teams are in the NFC that don't have an animal mascot. So how many teams total are in the NFC? Total, 8 plus 8, 16 teams are in the NFC. Half, 8 of them, don't have an animal mascot. Half, 8 of them do. Total, there are 16 teams in the NFC. Last one. How many teams are there total? How many teams are there total? Well, we have 16 NFC teams. And we have 7 plus 9, 16 AFC teams. So if we have 16 AFC teams and 16 NFC teams, then that means total we have 32 teams. 32 teams. So, what you should have learned from this video is how to read two-way tables. So two-way tables, just to sum it up, guys, they break down bivariate data. Data taken from the same sample of 2 different variables. So after this video, can you interpret, can you read a two-way table? If you cannot, and you go on Khan Academy and do reading two-way tables, and it's difficult, guys, contact me, okay? Do some research. Watch the Khan video. There's also a Khan Academy article that'll help you. There's hints. There's me, Miss Fry, your teacher. I'm here for you. I love you. I miss you. Contact me.